Hello everybody, and welcome to Nethack Nights. Tonight is Tuesday, June 28th, 2016, and my name is Casey Kolderup. I will be your host tonight for Nethack. Thanks a lot to Alex last Tuesday for running the show. I couldn't make it. My parents were in town, so I took them out, and it was good to see them. But I'm back, and this is actually the first stream that I am doing since summer officially started here in the Northern Hemisphere. So I have an exciting idea, which is that we're going to do a few episodes for the next few weeks of looking at other games in the roguelike genre, and games that are at least... Roguelike is a very broad term. There are a lot of games that have taken inspiration from Rogue and Nethack and other kind of immediate descendants of Rogue. They take different pieces of the permadeath mechanic or positioning sort of mechanics. Some are top-down 2D turn-based, some are live-action, some are side-scrollers. So we'll take a look at some different games, but I'm going to take some games that I like or think that I will like, some of these I haven't played before. And yeah, tonight we're going to start with a game that I've barely played. I can just update the stream here to reflect that I am changing the game. Totally changing the game. And I'm going to call this series Nethack Nights SIDEQUEST as the branding for this, so hashtag Nethack Nights SIDEQUEST. Yeah, as always, if you're out there on Twitch watching live, welcome. Happy to have you here, and make sure to log in and pop out the chat so you can come here and talk to me, because I'm going to need some help tonight. This is going to be interesting. So, the game we are playing tonight is called Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, and I'm going to pop up the screen, hopefully, for it. Where'd it go? Disappeared. Maybe I'm not going to stream Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Let's try removing it and adding it back. That's not it. Yeah, it's not rendering. This is really bizarre. It was rendering like literally 10 minutes ago when I checked on the stream before I started things up. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna try closing it and reopening it and seeing if that makes a difference. Sorry about this. I tried, testing this all out before. Nope. That is actually worse. Now it's just looking through the window to my desktop. I might be playing Nethack tonight if I can't get this working. Let's try a game capture and see if that works. Hey, there we go. That might actually work. Hopefully you're seeing the game now. I see it in my preview. Okay. Yeah, let me know if it doesn't work. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going and get started with the game. So, Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup is a pretty traditional roguelike. It's been around for quite a while. As you can see here, it started in 1997. It's been in development ever since. There's a team of developers that maintains it now. I've just been playing around with it a little bit, but in typical Nethack Nights tradition, I've been playing kind of a melee, sort of vanilla melee character. I'm able to make it more big. Yeah, actually, you'll see in a second here, the menus are very tiny, and the game tiles are pretty small, but it makes use of the full screen, trust me. You'll see momentarily here. So I'm going to go ahead and just go with a Human Berserker, which is what I played a couple rounds of previously. And it's going to load up a new game here. Okay. So this is Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Just get rid of some extra space here on the screen so it's a little more focused. Okay. So as you can see, I'm playing with tiles. There is an ASCII version, but the game is more complicated well, maybe not more complicated, but at least I have less familiarity with it. So I'm playing with tiles just because there are always tiles on the interface on the side of the screen here, and I just figured it's better to just kind of have it all look cohesive. It just makes me feel more like I'm a little more comfortable. So as you can see, you have your stats are up here in the top right corner. You actually get a map of the level that you're on because the level that you're on can take up more than one screen's worth of space. So you can kind of keep track of your mini-map, and you can even travel across the mini-map by clicking on the map itself and having it translate to spots on the screen. And then we have a lot of different indicators here. We get special abilities as part of our allegiance to certain deities, as well as our class. As a berserker, we get this ability when we start called Berserk, which puts you into a rage, and it gives you better health, speed, and damage in melee attacks. But you can't use items, and you can't do other like complicated things. So it's a little bit of a kind of trade-off sort of thing. And you can chain your berserker kill, or your berserker ability by just killing constantly. As long as you're in combat and killing things frequently, you keep your berserker going. But if you fall out of combat for too long, then it wears off and you return to normal. Below that, we have a lot of different kind of indicators that give you quick things to the different actions you can take, but you can also use the keyboard, and most of the keys map to what they are in Nethack for the most part, except for a few that are unique things. And then you have these tabs down at the bottom. So you'll notice like this is the inventory, it's a little bag, and you have tiles for my items that I have in my inventory. I start as a berserker with a bread ration, an animal skin, and a hand axe. There's also, you have a tab for your spells, which we probably won't have any as a berserker. Memorization, which is spells that you need to memorize. And then you have these tabs for kind of leveling up your skills. As you level up, you choose different like skill tree sort of things, and there's extra commands for saving and looking at your religion and that kind of thing. Yeah, so we'll get moving here. The game is actually pretty heavily focused around this idea of auto travel. So one thing you can do is you can just click anywhere on the map that you can see, and you'll travel to it unless something more complicated pops up that you need to know about. But you can walk around tile by tile like you would in Nethack with the number pad or HJKL, arrow keys, and you can use shift to kind of do the same as how you would run in Nethack, so you can walk multiple tiles. So here's an ooze. We can actually like look at it. It'll tell us that its armor class is basically 0. I'm not sure what EV, maybe elemental something, and MR, again, monster rating probably. It even tells you things like resistance, so it's immune to acid, resistant to poison, it can see invisible, it's immune to blinding, it's mindless. So you get a lot of information just as part of the game. Yeah, expected value of these. And as you're hitting it, you can even see a little health bar beneath it. It's kind of hard to see. It's a very tiny tile in this game. Maybe there's a way to make the tiles bigger. But you can actually see the health of the ooze as well as your character. That green bar with the red on the right is my health kind of decreasing, as you can also see up here in the top right corner. But you get in your status text, you also get things like the ooze is moderately wounded, and you get these warnings about your own health too. As it gets too low, you really get like big warnings tell you about what happens. One thing I've noticed with the Berserker character is that as you kill things, you get this message that says Trog accepts your kill. Trog is the deity that we as Berserkers worship. It's related to every time you get a kill, he gets this accept your kill message, and over time you get leveled up. Not just experience, but for having kills accepted, you can get like abilities that your deity grants to you separate from your own abilities. Oh, I just died to something being thrown at me. Oh, the halberd is a 2-space weapon because it's a spear, so I've already died once. Yeah, so Paralysis, a health bar like that in Nethack would save many lives. Yeah, it's true. It's interesting. I think there's a lot of things in this game that it seems like, from what I've seen, they're trying to kind of smooth over certain rough patches in Nethack, or things that you have to pay attention to in Nethack, in favor of letting you focus on other things. It's just a matter of trade-offs, right? And I find that really interesting. So let's go ahead and just get started again really fast. I want a random name. I didn't like it when we asked there. Okay, so let's get back in this game here. One thing I find interesting about this game too is that the maps that get generated are much more like meant to look like kind of planned dungeons. It reminds me a little bit of Spelunky, where it's kind of like choosing from a sort of inventory of like chunks almost, pre-designed level areas or algorithms that generate certain kinds of levels, and then like kind of tiles them in a way that makes sense for these dungeons, or maybe even puts kind of random pieces in the middle of them for kind of connecting up these predetermined pieces. But you see, like, we started in that like circular room, surrounded by smaller rooms. That was kind of interesting. And one thing that's also kind of interesting about this, in my opinion, is that from what I've seen, every floor, or most floors that I've seen so far, have multiple exits. So there's multiple down staircases. So you're kind of encouraged to explore the floors more, and not just necessarily like, well, I found the exit, so I should keep going because I'm high enough level, I feel confident enough to keep moving or whatever. The food system in this game is kind of different. You basically, when you kill creatures that have like meat on their bodies, you hit the C key while standing on top of them to chop them into pieces, and that chopping turns into this sort of like chunks of flesh generic menu item. Like all of them turn into the same thing. It's carryable. It does rot away automatically over time, so the chunks of flesh that you wouldn't be able to eat anymore just kind of like fall out of your inventory, instead of giving you the possibility of having like the food poison you, basically. But you still have this kind of tension of like, I gotta keep moving, I have to find monsters to kill and get food. But it also fills up your inventory. So. And I'm pretty sure it eats for you over time, basically. If you get too hungry and you have flesh in your inventory, it will just eat it for you. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what it says in the tutorial. And I haven't lived long enough for it to be a problem yet. So we'll see if we can come across that in the process of playing this tonight. So as you can see, we're filling out this mini-map. It's kind of cool to just see the like overall shape of the dungeon and these big, huge levels. It definitely has a much different feel, in my opinion, from Nethack and how the dungeons kind of look, in terms of just being a lot of hallways with smaller rooms disconnected sort of things. This feels like a labyrinth. All of these levels kind of feel like, I guess they're more video gamey, I would say. They're just influenced by dungeon design in a lot of games. You have a lot of branching paths and things, which may or may not be interesting. I don't know. Like, I really like this idea of having these like cool circular areas and like different designs like that. But when you get in these areas, it appears kind of like, well, I just went down this hallway and there wasn't anything there. I don't know. It seems a little bit less appealing. Okay, so we just leveled up. Okay, and this is not a level that matters. At level 3, I think, I'm going to get a choice about how I want to level up my skills. You can visibly see in this game and a lot of other games like it when monsters are sleeping. And if you can sneak up on them, you can try to kill them, which I think is kind of cool. I'm pretty sure there are sleeping monsters in Nethack as well, but it just, because you can't tell they're sleeping, it just looks like you happen to get the drop on them or whatever. I don't know if I can dual wield as a berserker. I don't think I can. I think I'm just meant to kind of be a big me trouble. There we go. Yeah, okay, I was pretty sure there were sleeping monsters in that hack. It's just, I feel like it's not really as prominent of a feature, whereas in this game, and also definitely in Brogue, which I'll play at some point in the next week or two, taking out monsters while they're sleeping and having it be a one-hit kill is like a pretty like significant mechanic. Having stealth and using that to your advantage to sneak up on things is like kind of a big deal. Not even sleeping, I think if you just manage to stealth kill things, it is a one-hit kill, which makes a pretty big difference. Rosky points out they were thinking about the scroll names, and they want to make a roguelike where the language of scrolls is learnable. That'd be kind of cool. The scrolls in Brogue might actually be something significant, because the scroll names have like very evocative like language to them. We'll take a look at that for sure. Brogue is a very cool roguelike, and I barely scratched the surface of that too. So I think I've seen there's one hallway I haven't been down, but I'm gonna keep moving. So we'll go to the staircase, and luckily our good old-fashioned close angle bracket goes down the stairs. Greater than sign. This is a pit, right? A shaft. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not gonna fall down that. Okay. Here's jackals. I won't go by walking into the doorway. Let's back up. Oh yeah, so one thing about this whole like accept your kill thing, I would imagine that the reason that it exists is because it's possible that Trog or whoever your deity is might not accept your kill, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure if it's because you kill something that is dishonorable for you to kill, or like what that would possibly be, but it's kind of an interesting idea. We'll see if we can run across it in the process of playing this. Rosky asks, are you going to do a rogue side quest? Yeah, I'm kind of hoping at some point I can get the bravery up. Someone hooked me up with a Mac binary, so I could always stream it from my MacBook, but I can also try to get Rogue up and running on Linux and just SSH somewhere. Yeah, Rogue would be interesting. I've heard it's very, very hard, and doesn't really hold your hand on anything, so might give it a shot and see, what we can glean from having played Nethack. But okay, so we got to level 3, by killing this jackal, and you'll see it says, your experience leads to an increase in your attributes. Do you want to increase strength, intelligence, or dexterity? So as the berserker, I think I'm going to just hit S and level my strength. And now we can kill the hobgoblin in one hit, which is pretty good. We're going to just... one kind of cool thing here is, like I said, I hit C to chop up the jackal corpse, and it said, butcher a jackal corpse, and it gave me yes, choose, no, all, edible, quit. And I probably should have hit edible, I didn't notice that option, but I just hit A because I was excited to have like a yes, all option. In this case, all of these managed to generate edible flesh, so... more of these sort of just like shortcuts and nice interface tweaks that make the game a little bit more playable in a way that, I can deal with. Like, it takes away some of the, like, quote-unquote difficulty, but it's not difficulty that actually matters, it's just, like, menu options and kind of fiddling with things, so I kind of like that part of it. Yeah, so we're actually at half health after that last encounter, so one kind of cool thing is that you can just hit this button, and it will just essentially do the same thing as Nethack would do. You type N100S, or N100 period, which would be rest for 100 turns or until something happens. But instead I just have this button I can press to just do it for me. And now you can see that my HP is all the way back up, and nothing apparently happened in those 100 turns, or less than 100 turns, so we're in good shape again. We are feeling hungry. I guess the question is it doesn't seem to be doing anything about that, so let's go ahead and just eat. But when I hit E, it just goes ahead and asks right away, do you want to eat one of 6 chunks of flesh? So I'll just hit yes, and I'm no longer hungry, so. Let's keep exploring. Okay, so I killed something else, and Trog accepted the kill. And now you'll notice it says, you can now call upon Trog for regeneration and protection from hostile enchantments. So here in the ability row where we had that Berserk skill before, and we also had this thing I didn't go over earlier. As a Berserker, we get this thing called Burn Spellbooks, which is just an ability you use with Trog. Any spellbook within your field of vision just lights on fire. It says the fire is fueled by Trog's hatred and burns hotter than the mere parchment would. So it's just like, I guess Trog hates magic, and Trog appreciates it, which I don't know if that actually means that it increases your standing with Trog at all. But also you can, like, it says you can throw a spellbook under somebody's feet, and then you could set them on fire by setting the spellbook on fire. That's kind of cool. But this new thing we have is called Trog's Hand. It actually costs a decent amount of hunger if you use it. If you take a look at it, it says in the bottom, a hunger. And it only requires a small amount of piety. But it invokes a powerful regeneration ability which stacks with all its sources and is effective even on those who would not otherwise be able to regenerate. While active, the user will also be granted significant protection from hostile enchantments. So that can kind of come in handy, and it's a little bit like praying in Nethack when you get like a sudden healing restoration. I can use this and regenerate some health over some turns and get myself out of some sort of tough jams. So apparently all the flesh that I had collected just rotted away. So let's get one from that new, and then we'll see what we can do about this python. Okay, nice. Gonna scroll over here, so we'll definitely have to go pick that up. Some gold in this room. We just got poisoned, which could be a problem. I'm gonna go ahead and use my regenerate ability. Oh jeez. I don't really have much else. I have some scrolls I could try reading, but they're not necessarily. I'd have to have a scroll of. I don't know what would help me. I need a potion, really. I'm gonna run away from this snake. I'm already taking damage from the poison, as it is. I'm at 2 health. Oh god, now I'm at 1. Okay, let's try praying and see what praying does in this game. I haven't done that yet. Oh, you can only pray at an altar. Well, I guess read a scroll and see what happens. Do we right-click it or left-click it? Okay. Let's read Munzas Maimon. It was a scroll of Remove Curse, which did nothing. Luckily the snake missed us, but that's still we're gonna die, so let's go ahead and read the other scroll. The scroll of Winnet Agai. It's a scroll of enchant armor, which does not really help me either. I'll enchant my animal skin, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty screwed here. I guess I'll just try to kill the snake in one hit and hope that it happens. Oh, he missed me. Okay, I killed the adder, but I still had the poison on me, so I died. Alright, so that's one thing to keep in mind, is that apparently poison is pretty powerful. I could have definitely killed that snake by myself with no trouble if it hadn't been poisoning me over the course of, 10 turns or whatever. So, let's actually, I'm going to try the other Berserker class, which is a Minotaur. So let's try a Minotaur Berserker, and let's go with a mace this time. You can actually choose the weapon that you start with as a Berserker. I'm not sure if all classes get that or not, but the Minotaur seems to have a little bit more health when it starts, maybe more strength too, I would assume. You can equip a whip, why not? It's kind of cool that your character tile actually changes when you change weapons and armor and things in this game. It feels kind of like an accomplishment to have like more powerful armor and things like that. Alright, we're tearing through these creatures now. We're about to chop up all edible meat. And nothing else of interest going on there. So as you can see, we have another one of those circular rooms, but it doesn't have the exact same. It doesn't have the like small rooms off of each. It just has this one, and then it has hallways in other directions. So it's kind of cool that like the level generation can still be pretty varied, despite having these kind of unique looking rooms. It doesn't have to be just be all hallways and like boxy rooms. Okay, so we're level 2. Seems like there's a big delay on the stream today. I could be wrong, but it just seems like the chat is further behind what I would expect is happening, so might be a problem, but we'll deal with it. Okay, so let's go ahead and explore the rest of this floor and see what else we can find. Okay, my fighting skill increased in the process of doing that in combat, so that's interesting that it's also separate from my experience level. Also, all of our food right out of the way. What's that? Oh, it's the staircase. Okay. Yeah, John Holden says the tiles are so shareware. I agree. It definitely looks like a game I would have played on like Windows 3.1. Very old school tiles. I haven't looked into very much whether or not there are good alternate tile sets for this game. Like in the case of Nethack, people have made their own tiles over the course of the life of the game. And there's some tiles that make it more like gritty, or some that make it more cartoony. But these are kind of gritty, and they're very like early Windows, definitely shareware era sort of things. I found a potion and a ring in that room, which is pretty cool. Let's go up and collect this scroll. Kill the gecko that's on top of it. Nice. My maces and flails skill increased to level 4.
Radio.
Alright, we've almost cleared out this level. Just a few more kind of areas to explore. Getting a lot of buffering. Let me just double check that nothing else I'm using is taking up a lot of resources. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've killed off pretty much anything that would be using the internet on any other boxes in the house, so if it is my internet, I've got about as much as I can offer to give to my upload right now, so hopefully it clears up, but sorry if people are having trouble watching the stream. We hit level 3, so we'll upgrade our strength. And we can kill this hobgoblin. Hopefully. There we go. This is the dead end. Okay, that's almost the entire floor. Let's go ahead and finish it off just to get everything on the map. Cockroach is coming for us, but that's okay. Not too scared of those. These little, like, kind of nice touches of, like, this little diamond space with some coins hidden at the bottom of it. It's really interesting. It definitely reflects kind of a more modern aesthetic. You know, the game started in development 10 years after Nethack did, so it had a lot to learn from the rest of PC RPGs and things like that. There's one more hallway over here. Oh, and a corner too. We don't have any flesh right now, but we can eat one of the bread rations. One thing I'm not sure about, I haven't had a pet at all in this game, and I'm not sure how I'm supposed to know what potions and scrolls are usable, and like figure out which ones are identify scrolls. Rosky says the level seems kind of fractal, like there's a large structure and then many smaller ones in it. Yeah, definitely, I agree with that. There's like these 4 circular rooms in this particular floor, and it kind of branches out from there, and you can kind of see the like sort of like, okay, we'll generate this block and then figure out what to do in each direction from the circular room, and then we'll generate this block and figure out what to do in each direction. And just the variation is still there, but it feels like, while still being random, it feels like something that was made, you know, in a fantasy world. So that's kind of interesting. Let's go downstairs and check out the second level. See if we can make it further than we did last game. Okay, here's a ring mail, so let's go ahead and, I'm just gonna go start putting things on. I'm assuming there are cursed items, but I haven't found any way to know what is and isn't cursed, or how I would know, so. There's a staircase leading up, so that's not what we want. Staircase leading down is good. Let's explore a little further on this floor and see what we can find. Ooh, interesting. Alright, we got some beef jerky. This kobold is throwing stones at us from across the room. A short sword of freezing. I'm gonna equip that. Your +1 short sword of freezing glows with a cold blue light. So it's interesting that I could tell that it was, I mean, I guess because he was holding it, it glowed with a certain enchantment. I could tell that it was enchanted and then it had freezing in particular. But that seems cool. Fruits. If I'm gonna play again, if I do end up playing this particular game again on Thursday, what I might do is go ahead and read some spoilers, just so I know like what I'm missing if I'm supposed to be doing something with the scroll system or any of this stuff. I'm just kind of missing the point of some of it. Also, like, what is this a thing that I should be? It's an altar to Makleb the Destroyer. So I could probably switch deities. Yeah, Roscoe is saying, just go ahead and put things on experimentally, and that's how you learn about the game. So I guess that's true. I've been dying plenty. It's not like I should be afraid of dying. So in that spirit, let's go ahead and let's see what happens when we pray to Makleb. Oh, you stand on the altar. Wow. It's like a big open flame. Okay, so I'm kneeling at the altar of Makleb, and Makleb the Destroyer is a fearsome deity of bloodshed and mortification of the flesh. Wow. Followers expect to cleanse others by inflicting suffering and death on them in his name, particularly if they kill natural creatures which require blood to survive. Dedicated followers may also access the raw energies and hellspawn servants of chaos, so that they may better break the impure world. So it sounds kind of like a necromancy or like a warlock summoner kind of thing. But it does say he's neutral towards us. So it actually tells you what powers you can get from Makleb, which is interesting. The first one we get is you can gain health from killing, you can harness the destructive might, then you can summon a lesser servant, then you can hurl destruction, then you can summon a greater servant. So yeah, it sounds very, very warlocky. I wish to join this religion. I I haven't really been using the Berserker ability, so let's go ahead and just try it and see what happens when you change gods. Like, does it piss off your old god, or I'll have to figure that out. Let's hit yes. Oh, uppercase yes right now. Weird. Are you sure you want to abandon Trog? Yeah, I mean, let's find out what happens. You have lost your religion. Trog does not appreciate desertion, but Makleb welcomed me, so I am now part of Makleb's world, but I don't have any abilities right now. John Holden asks both, how does the goal of this game compare to Nethack, both in terms of the objective and the average game length? You know, I don't know. I'm sure it told me at some point what the objective is, but an Orb of Zot, is that what it said? Okay. The objective is to travel into a deep subterranean cave complex and retrieve the Orb of Zot, guarded by many horrible and hideous creatures. So, basically just the Amulet of Yendor, but instead of Y, make it a Z. Alright, so we don't have any abilities, but I think theoretically we have this innate ability to regain health from kills, but it doesn't show in the abilities list. I'm not sure if it's just because innate abilities don't, or like intrinsic abilities don't show up automatically, but I am running low on health. I'm going to try to, even though there's things, well, let's go ahead and just close that door and then let's rest here in this hallway. I think I saw something else down in this room, so I don't want to rest right there. Okay, there's a snake. I could get poisoned, but hopefully we can kill it a little bit faster with our better sword. Okay, good. I'm so used to, and yeah, you can see when I got that kill, HP restored. It's kind of cool. I'm so used to playing as Barbarian and Nethack and not having to worry about poison as a status effect. It's interesting now that I'm having to deal with it as the Berserker. Okay, let's go up top here and explore a little further along this hallway. The bat disappeared. That was interesting. Not sure where it went. Gonna rest and gain my HP back. Okay, this room is just leading to a hallway. We've already been down here. We can go to the southeast corner. Go in the room that we didn't go in earlier. Oh, it's just a hallway. Okay, so we've explored that whole area. Is there anything else on this floor? Oh, there's a little diagonal walkways in there. How would I get over there? Let's go this way. Nope, I totally misread the map. Let's go down and around. The flesh rots away much faster than I think it will. But I guess that's kind of like corpses in Nethack. You have to eat them right away. Can I just always be eating? Like, just randomly? You're not quite hungry enough to eat that, okay. Can you click on the map? Yeah, you can click to move around. I like the keyboard better for movement, but yeah, I should probably, for the fast movement to remote spots, I should probably just be using that. So that whole area is cleared out, and I wanted to go over here. Whoa, okay, yeah. It's really fast. Okay, there is an adder. Let's just walk over to it so it approaches us slowly and kill it before it poisons. Oh, it poisoned us. Okay, but we're not taking damage from it as well. So I'm gonna rest and see if the poison just goes away. Yep. Okay, good. Okay, we'll kill this hobgoblin. stamina is very slow as a Minotaur or Berserker. I'm not sure which part of it is contributing to which, but we're not going through our items very quickly, which is fine. This appears to be another altar, maybe? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with the stone walls. Can I examine them? Only the mightiest magic can shatter stone walls. Okay, so I guess I shouldn't be expecting to... oh, but this one like looks cracked. Yeah, there are marks in the walls. There's different wall tiles, basically. Some of them have like this moss on the top of it. Some have the little grate. But it doesn't seem to actually be anything particular. It's just a decoration. Make the tiles look more varied. Let's go and check the west corner here. Oh, we actually can use our flesh for once. That's a weird way to say that, but I have food that I can eat. I'm happy about that. Let's go towards this staircase. That auto explorer is so fast. And actually, it's not even auto explorer, it's just run. But one interesting thing about this game that I didn't cover earlier is, well, let me clear out these enemies first. It's not gonna work as long as they're sitting around. Okay, so that's interesting. There's like a sewer up here. There's this button, and I think I can actually hit. Okay, I can also hit O. You can do this thing called Auto Explore, which actually just like maps out the level for you by just moving your character around the world. So if I hit O, oh, there's an enemy on the screen. So it's not going to do it. But if I do O, it's just going to go towards unexplored area. And just like basically pick things up for me, and then when it sees something interesting, it's going to stop. But I can always just hit O again, and it'll just keep going until it finds something else interesting. So I think it's kind of cool. A blossoming altar of Fedhas. We're currently in Makleb, and we're just getting. Oh, we're not even getting the gain health from killing thing. So this god is the god of plant and fungal life. You can't kill a number of species. You can walk through plants and fire through allied plants. You can pray to speed up the decay of corpses. Call sunshine. That's kind of interesting. You can control the weather at the top level. That's kind of interesting, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna ignore that god. Whoa. So if you'll remember earlier, we kind of forsaked. Anyway, we pissed off Trog by leaving religion and joining Makleb. And of course, the moment I go into this corner hallway, I pissed off Trog, and Trog sent 4 polar bears and a black bear to come kill me, so this should be interesting. Let's see if I can even hit. Oh, wow. So I missed with my hit. Oh no, I actually managed to hit the polar bear once. Did no damage, its life bar didn't even occur, it didn't even appear. But, probably because it's resistant to cold because it's a polar bear. But, yeah, let me get a screenshot of this real fast, because this is pretty ridiculous. Oops. So I died, instantly, they just killed me, and, I should have read a scroll or something instead, I guess. Let's see, take a look at what we had, in our inventory. I had a Ring of See Invisible, a Ring of Flight, 3 scrolls of Identify, a scroll of Blinking, a scroll of Noise, a scroll of Recharging. So it appears that the red items are like actively bad for you. No, I could be wrong about this. This is my guess. My guess is that the scrolls of the red ones are bad for you. The pink ones are kind of like they're not good for you. Although I don't know what lignification means. And then the yellow seems to be like actually good, and the white or the gray is kind of like useful. I wonder if I could have flown over them with the Ring of Flight. Yeah, I don't know. So we lost some, our Minotaur skirmisher, but let's go ahead and start again with the Minotaur Berserker and just yeah, it seems like switching religions early in the game is probably not safe to do. I kind of like that you get to have a random name in this game. There's a way to do that in Nethack, I think, maybe a mod for that, but you can also enter a name, but that feature's broken on 3.6.0, so I'm waiting for a patch to come out to fix that. And then I've been playing on nethack.alt.org, which just gives your character name locked to your login name on alt.org, because that way you can be on the leaderboards and whatnot. But I really like the idea of being able to name characters different things and have like in Nethack it'd be kind of neat if you could do something. You know, you could do something like I could have my characters named after people on the stream, or you know, you can vote on what the character should be named when I start a new character, things like that. So I might get when I get the patch for oh geez, I'm already dying here. Let's drink this potion and see what happens. It was Potion of Might. I feel very mighty all of a sudden. Okay. Can I just kill all these things then? No, I can't. I'm probably gonna die. Let's just see if we can kill all these things. Actually, what I should do now is Berserker. I gained a little bit of health and a lot of strength. Okay. So that seemed to have done the trick. Let's back into the corner here and rest up. I can't rest because the newt is over there. Okay. Yeah, this is an appropriate song, isn't it? The hobgoblin hurt me, so I can't sleep again. Okay, our HP is restored. We do know that that potion is a potion of might now that we've had one of them. Lots of kills, nice. Oh, one thing that I didn't mention earlier that I noticed, when I got a new weapon, I could just look at it in my inventory and I could just choose wield and just choose the weapon, and it automatically knew that what I wanted to do was like unequip the weapon that I was currently holding and equip that new weapon, which is just like, if you've ever noticed me trying to juggle items in my inventory, especially when I'm like assessing a whole bunch of new armor and trying to figure out like which one's better, which one's worse, trying them on shows me what stats they have, and so like I'm sitting there like taking one thing off and putting a new thing on, and like that whole process is just really tedious. And I'm sure there are trade-offs there as far as like, you know, you could have, you know, 2 pieces of armor in one slot or whatever. I don't know. But just having it just kind of like gloss over all of that and be like, no, look, we know that you want to take this armor off and put this armor on, so we'll just do it for you. It's just like a really nice, you know, little touch that just makes it easier to kind of navigate all of that sort of inventory management. Here's some ring mail. Let's go ahead and try putting it on. Some potions over here, apparently. I don't know how I can see them from so far away. Also, I like that water feature up in the top left corner of the map. It's kind of this level where we started. It's kind of cool. if we get to play Brogue, you'll see some kind of cool stuff that it does with terrain and level generation. Like the levels in Brogue have a very specific feel to them of sort of caves with a lot of like kind of tall grass that you're wandering through, big canyons that you're traveling across, and things like that. It's really interesting. It's definitely like, it feels like it created sort of a world that you're living in, or not, you know, that you're adventuring through. In a way that Nethack is really built around a very classic sort of fantasy D&D sort of universe. It takes tropes from a lot of different standard Western fantasy things, but it's definitely heavily influenced by D&D. It's interesting to see games like this game to some extent, but also Brogue to a much stronger extent, kind of experiment with creating a world of their own that you're existing in. That's unique to the particular game that you're playing, you know. Let's go downstairs. There's some more water here. Lots of monsters to fight. A large emerald amulet. So yeah, I mean, wearing amulets recklessly in Nethack is just like basically asking to be strangled, but I'm gonna go ahead and oops. I thought P would be put on, but apparently it's not. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the emerald amulet. Oh, shift P. Okay, yeah, just like in Nethack. Let's put on the amulet and see what happens. Oops, that amulet feels deathly cold. It's a cursed amulet of inaccuracy. So that is lowering our accuracy. That's great. Let's go ahead and just, while we're at it, try this glowing emerald ring and see what happens. It's a ring of wizardry, which I can't imagine is particularly useful. Let's go ahead and remove the ring of wizardry. I'm assuming I can't remove the amulet because it's cursed. Actually, I haven't picked up any scroll. There's a scroll. And I have another amulet to try on. So let's go ahead and just read these scrolls and see if I want to remove curse. It was a scroll of teleportation. How about the other scroll? It was a scroll of random uselessness, which seems to have just teleported us down across the level. Or maybe that was just, I was a turn away from teleporting. Teleportation scroll, and then I read the useless scroll before it had teleported. Alright, so we still got the cursed amulet on, so we can't put on the new one we found. An ancient bone altar. I've learned my lesson. I'm not changing religion this early in the game ever again. Let's go ahead and go Berserker. I feel like we should be using that feature more. I'm very hungry, but I have plenty of meat right now, so I feel like it makes sense to... Okay, this whole southwest corner is cleared out. Let's go over here and see what we can find. Okay, that'll just connect it back up normally. Let's kill this rat and let's go. Yeah. Reach level 4. Character level 4 this. Do you have a mace equipped? Okay. It said that I was headbutting the goblin. I wasn't really sure if it was just like flavor or if I was actually not equipped with a weapon. Alright, got another amulet. And this is all joined back up. So let's go look at the northeast corner. Some kind of interesting stone area. It's like a castle or a zoo or something. Killed the quokka. Killed the bat. And there's some glowing scale mail here. Let's kill this snake. And definitely going to try on the glowing scale mail. It's too cool not to give a shot to. It is a +0 scale mail of poison resistance. Hey, there we go. Back to barbarian status. Don't care about that scale mail. I only care about my glowing scale mail. Alright, we can check down. Oh, let's check over here first. Okay, just passageway through there. It's dead end. Let's head back to that zoo sort of area and see what's going on with it. There are these doors and these diagonals. Oh, is it a mausoleum of some sort? This is a iron altar of Okawaru. Oh, it's more gods. Altars to like every god in this game, like all over the place. This one is an altar to Vehumet. This one is an altar to Chebriados, the Contemplative. Oh, okay. Yep. And this one is Pakalas. None of those are Trog. I guess I wouldn't have expected Trog to have a fancy room in a place like this anyway. But that's all of level 2. Pretty sure. Looks like it. So let's go ahead and go downstairs. Wow, okay. This is some sort of silver wall. A wall made of pure silver. Interesting. Let's make our way around that and try to find an entrance. No? Here's an altar to Pakalas again.
Welcome to Demo Vibes, the Demo Scene Radio.
Is Quokka coming? Okay. Isn't too bad. Again, we can't get to that silver wall there. A ruined war axe. I'm definitely equipping that. Space warps around you for a moment is a +1 war axe of distortion. That seems cool. What does that do? Can I... more information about it somehow? There we go. So you can actually see all of the stats, like how much damage it does, what its attack delay is. Oh, it warps and distorts space around it, unwielding, it can cause banishment or high damage. That seems bad. But it can hit multiple enemies in an arc around the wielder. Okay, so I'm not going to drop it unless I'm pretty sure that I need to. Here's the scroll of teleportation, which can definitely come in handy. Another one. Other armor I'm not interested in. This is an altar to an unknown god. There's really cool statues kind of surrounding it. Really neat. Oh, and I don't know if you noticed, one of these statues is actually a little @ symbol. I'm not sure if there's some significance to this triangle, but the @ symbol thing is kind of cool. Little Nethack reference, or I guess rogue reference. So what does this altar do? Oh, it just converts you to a random god. I wonder what the purpose of that would be. Maybe get access to gods that you otherwise wouldn't if you don't have an altar to them. This level has tons of scrolls of teleportation, which is I'm not going to complain about for sure. Can I quiver? I can. X, poison needles, okay. Okay, we've explored the whole southwest quadrant of this map. Let's go northeast. Maybe we'll find a way into that silver room. Fountain, which I learned in Nethack never to drink from, but maybe it's different in this game? I don't know. I could try it, but I'm on a good run now. I'm not sure what killed that kobold. I went away and it just died. Alright, in the spirit of adventure, I'm going to put on this ring. A +4 ring of strength. I'm okay with that. I still wish I knew some way. Maybe the altars. Maybe I can use the altars to identify items. I guess that would make sense from Nethack, right? Is it a rogue thing too, or is it just Nethack? Still can't get in that silver room. Whatever it is, it's gonna be special. It's probably just an altar to a different god, but I really want it to be something cool. There's apparently just... Oh, if I go from the right, maybe? Let's click over from here. Okay. This hallway goes up and around. Oh, here we go. A glowing silver altar of Zin and an opulent altar of Gozag. So, what are the chances that I can take the stuff in this room without pissing off these gods? I'm not interested in glowing robe anyway, so I'm just going to leave it there. That's a really fascinating room, though. In fact, I'm going to get a screenshot of that. Okay, so we have some area to explore up here. Feeling good about my +4 strength for sure. And that's all of level 3, right? This is level 3 we're on. So let's head for a downstairs. Head down one more level. was I asking? What's the same in Rogues and Nethack? Oh, if you can use altars to, if they're, first of all, if they're all are altars, and second of all, if you can use those altars to determine items, whether they're cursed, uncursed, blessed. Level 5. I'm getting kind of hurt by these things. I'm okay with low hit points. Okay. Let's go ahead and rest while nothing else is around. You hear the slow hiss of an avalanche of sand nearby. Interesting. Hopefully that's not a huge problem for us. Oh, here's the sand. Maybe. This is a stone wall. No. One thing I'm not a huge fan of is a lot of enemies seem to have spears and weapons that can attack from 2 squares away, but there's no real indication that's what they're doing. There's no animation or anything. So you have to like watch the... oh, there are no altars in a row. Okay, I thought that might be the case, but I wasn't really sure. I'm inside of a net right now. Interesting. That's a new mechanic. So you have to watch the status lines very closely to figure out when they're hurting you from elsewhere. Shoot. I am very low on health. I'm gonna read Scroll of Teleportation. I didn't teleport? Oh, it takes a few turns. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna rest. You hear the brisk hiss of a very distant avalanche of sand. Okay, I use my ability from Trog to kick my regeneration into overdrive. I need to remember to use the Berserk more often. I found a slice of pizza. Apparently there's pizza in this game. Which makes me like this game a lot, for sure. There's just no explanation for why there's pizza in this game, but I'm definitely okay with it. My axe skills went up, and I hit level 6, which gives me a new attribute increase, so... I'm gonna just min-max and go for the strength again, and just keep leveling up my strength. I'm at strength 28 now, which is, like, pretty ridiculous. Okay, Roscoe says, Rogue has monsters, potions, and scrolls, equipment, and that's about it. There's money, but no shops, it's just for point value. Okay. I mean, shops aren't super valuable in Nethack, it seems like most of the time. I guess occasionally you get really lucky and find a shop that has, like, a bunch of scrolls that you need or something like that in it, but it just seems like most of the time it's like the money I'm saving up is mostly for the protection racket to get AC bonuses from priests. A Crimson Imp. Let's see if I can take us out. Yep, okay. So apparently we're closer to the avalanche, wherever it is, because the sounds are getting louder. Trog accepted my kill, and I can now call in reinforcements. Brothers in Arms summons huge angry allies to wreak havoc. Costs a lot of hunger and a decent amount of piety, but it'd be kind of cool to try at some point when we get into a jam. Okay, the hiss of flowing sand is almost imperceptible, so I'm walking away from the avalanche. So it's got to be over in the southwest side here. The walls and floor vibrate strangely for a moment. That's a little scary. Alright, let's keep going. I don't know why I'm walking towards an avalanche, but I'm just curious. An escape hatch in the ceiling. Oh, cool. It's like stairs up, but it's different somehow. Okay, the avalanche is not here, apparently. Let's try walking up here. Check out this area. That is a monkey skeleton. Howler monkey skeleton. Let's pick up the gold. And chop up the flesh. There's a ring here. A book of callings, which we can use to light something on fire at some point if you want. Do we have we still have a finger, right? We can use for this ring. Let's find out what it does. You feel more attuned to fire. Okay, interesting. Some sort of elemental resistance or properties for spellcasting. I'll leave it on for now. I don't really know what the advantages and disadvantages are in this game if you get to burn hunger faster like you do in Nethack or anything, but just kind of messing around for now. Let's keep playing on this level. Okay, there we go. Finally killed that snake. We need to go up here. So what is there? Oops, there's a howler monkey chasing me. I'm curious to know if there's a pet system in this game like there is in Nethack too. You don't get one at the start. This is a centaur skeleton. My base X's skill is increased as a result of that kill, which is pretty sweet. And I feel like there's a lot of like feedback in general in this game. Like you get things for doing things over the course of the game in a more tangible way, and not just in terms of finding equipment drops and things like that, but in terms of actually accomplishing, things over the course of the game. Okay, there's black areas in the middle of the map. There's one that we can actually get into with a door, so let's go to that. Oh, we never went inside that altar. This is just an altar to a different god. It's a collapsed passage which cannot be used anymore. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know what that building is all about, but otherwise, I think we cleared it all out. So let's go to the exit and go downstairs. There's a way to see more about a character, right? Like how we're doing so far and stuff. What's the character overview. So we get this kind of cool character overview screen. We can see that we've been playing for almost half an hour on this character, with 3,866 turns. We have 4 points of piety with Trog. We're 85% of our way to the next level, and we are currently in level 6. We have some fire resistance, but that means that we're bad at cold. We do have poison resistance, which is cool. Otherwise, not a whole lot going on. I also thought it might tell us what our dungeon level was, but we can do dungeon overview. So we are on 5 of 15 dungeon levels, and it tells us that this is Temple D4-7, which maybe means that kind of like the block of tiles that it's using to generate for the map to give it a particular feel. And you can also see all the different altars that we've been to, which is kind of interesting. And it appears to have kept track of the fact that we stole money from Gozag. I wonder if that's going to cause a problem for us at some point. So I came down these stairs and it says a necrophage and Blork the Orc come into view. So this appears to be like a named character. If you hover over it, it says Blork the Orc wielding a mace of venom and wearing a robe. He's a particularly fat and ugly orc. He scavenged a pair of rainbow-colored suspenders from somewhere, and they're not helping. So you get sort of that like info screen, but it's more specific to the game and not just about like kind of general lore about this kind of creature. I'm gonna go ahead and berserk here, just because these seem like threatening enemies. We killed Blork the... Oh no, we did a lot of damage to Blork the Orc. He's heavily wounded, but then he disappeared. Try try to kill this necrophage. I destroyed the necrophage, but Sigmund the Dreaded came into view, and he's wielding a Scythe of Pain. So hopefully we'll keep our Berserk up, but I just got confused by whatever it was that Sigmund just cast, so I'm going to be walking in random directions. Even though I'm Berserked, which, yeah, I'm going to lose my Berserk status. That's kind of a problem, because when you come off of your Berserk status, you are hungry, slow, and exhausted. So I need to kill Sigmund fast. Okay. That was close. We got to 19 health points. I'm going to go ahead and eat a slice of pizza. That's the fabled Pandemonium pizza. Is that good? I don't know what that means. Take a screenshot of that too. Let's go ahead and activate Trog's Hand, and then we're just going to kind of wait it out and let the regeneration pump us up. Okay. So I feel obligated to take the Scythe of Pain, even though I'm probably not going to equip it, just because it's a cool weapon that a named character had. But we'll hang on to it for now. Maybe I should find out if I should use it later. Blork the Orc should still be around here somewhere. Hey, another slice of pizza. Always take a slice of pizza with you into a dungeon. That's what I always say. We're gonna eat just yet. Where is Blork? There's Blork. Let's kill Blork. Yeah. Trog appreciated my killing of a magic user too, which is kind of interesting. He just hates magic so much. The killing magic users is good for me. Okay, so a Mace of Venom. And we read with the axe that we're using that it's actually bad to unequip it. But, oops. I'll check out the Mace of Venom. It poisons the flesh of those it strikes. It's gonna warn me about unwielding the Axe of Distortion. Yeah, let's do it. We're doing well, but I really want to see what happens, so... yes. I'm now contaminated with residual magic. So I'm not sure what that's gonna do to me. But I have the contam effect on my status bar. My body shuddered with the violent release of wild energies. I feel less energetic, and a phantom came into view. Can I kill the phantom? The phantom, like, was blinking away. I'm not sure if the phantom is a thing that exists in the dungeon, or if it's because of the energies that were falling off me. It's actually doing a decent amount of damage to me. Maybe I should just run away from it for now. Or not run away, but, like, not chase it around for now. It doesn't seem to care a ton. Oh, it's coming for me now. Okay, there we go. I destroyed the phantom. And this contam is, like, gray now, which maybe that means that it's wearing off, and maybe I'll get, like, one more phantom that I have to kill or something like that. Okay. I'm poisoned, the water moccassin's poisoned, everyone's poisoned. I'm at 14 health though. I'm gonna activate my Trog's Hand. But I'm down to 9 health now. Let's pray. That didn't give me health. Do I have a potion? I have some potions, right? Let's try drinking a black potion. It's a potion of curing. I feel better. Nice. Okay. So I got to new fighting skill, new armor skill, new dodging skill, and I reached level 8. And I feel stronger. Let's go ahead and rest up. Magical contamination is completely faded away, so I'm in good shape there. Back up to full health. Let's finish exploring this level 5. More potions of curing. So I actually have 3 potions of curing now, which is pretty cool. And also glad to just know which ones are potions of curing. So when I get in a tight spot, I can regain some health without just guessing. I also had a hunch that that was the curing one because I had so many of them compared to other potions, which just seemed like maybe they were the most common potions. But I don't know if that was just a coincidence or not. If that is the case, it might be that the scrolls that I have 2 of are the identify scrolls, but I don't know that for sure yet, so I'm gonna wait for now. If I'm hungry, we'll go ahead and eat some flesh before it rots away anyway. Okay, this area is clear. Okay, this whole area is cleared out. Let's head up here. Kind of starting area where we were fighting earlier. Okay, well, I found Prince Rivet, who is a frog of unusual size with a tiny crown perched incongruously atop his head, which I'm very excited. I couldn't get a screenshot of that because it's right-click. There we go. He looks extremely dangerous. He is cold-blooded and may be slowed by cold attacks. That doesn't... okay. He is fast and swims extremely quickly, and he has the ability to blink and teleport. And he's intelligent. Good for him. I am not. I'm gonna fight him. I missed. Throw him a Tripression. That'd be sweet, right? I headbutted the frog skeleton, and Prince Rivet sighed, "It's not easy being green." Boo. Okay, we got rid of the skeleton, but wow, Prince Rivet hit me for twice, and hit me for like 2/3 of my health. So let's go ahead and drink a potion of curing. But he hit me for the same amount that I healed for, which is really great. Let's use Trog's Hand, and then we're gonna Berserk. I killed Prince Rivet. And now I'm going to rest. Oh, I'm still Berserk. I can't do that. Okay, now I'm gonna rest. I need to eat something too. Okay. Got some potions. We've killed 3 named creatures in this floor, which is pretty cool. That is an alarm trap. I'm not going to walk over that. Let's go this way. We can just, there's a crimson name walking in. Increase our armor skill a little bit to kill that imp. That's cool. Okay, and this hallway just goes back to that trap, so we'll just avoid that. And let's check out this hallway. I think it probably just connects up. Yep. Okay, so we've cleared out all of level 5. We'll go for the staircase. Oh, it's an escape hatch. I want to go down an escape hatch. There's a staircase right here. Okay, so let's take a look real fast at the dungeon overview. We're on dungeon level 6 of 15. I don't know, there's no way to see other branches or anything. That's my message screen. So, yeah, that's our character. We're at level 8, 36% of the way to level 9. Gaining some piety with Trog. We're up to 4 of 6 spots of piety. And we did find that +4 ring of strength, which is pretty cool. I'd love to get rid of this amulet of inaccuracy. Actually, let's go ahead and just, while we're on this other floor that we've cleared out, I'm going to try reading a scroll and just see if this is identify. Oh, magic mapping, okay. Let's just take another chance. I'd love to find a remove curse scroll. Scroll of noise. Don't mind using that here. Scroll of identify. I want to identify. Well, let's just see if this amulet that we found is actually even worth trying to put on. Uncursed Amulet of Harm. Okay, I don't want that anyway, so I won't worry about it too much. I'd love to not have the inaccuracy. Let's enchant our scale mail. Now it is +1 scale mail poison resistance. Let's run through our scrolls before I stop for the night and just see what they are. It was a scroll of fog. Oh, cool. So there's gray smoke in the room, and I presumably can't see where I go. Okay, that's interesting. And this last one that we don't know what it is a scroll of fear. Okay. So no remove curse, unfortunately, but maybe next time we'll find one. So yeah, this game is going all right. So maybe we'll stick with this for a little bit and try on Thursday again. Unless someone has a really good suggestion for what else we should go to, if you think that we should check out something different right away, let me know on the Twitter account or by email. But we can kind of see how far we can get with this character and just see if we can see anything else interesting. We got to see some cool geography and some cool like altar levels, as well as some named characters and some interesting giant frogs with crowns on their heads. So yeah, Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup is a pretty cool game. I definitely like some of the pieces of it that sort of gloss over the little interface, oddities of Rogue and Nethack. It feels like it's trying to go for its own kind of feel, its own universe, in a way that, to me, just feels a little bit, it's a little bit just sort of blah sort of fantasy. Like, it's not anything special. It's nice that it's going for its own thing, but it's not, like, super evocative or, like, I need to see more of this universe or see what happens in it or whatever. So in that case, I kind of like the Nethack universe and sort of like the stock fantasy tropes. And seeing that kind of play out. I like the playfulness of Nethack too, and kind of the jokes that they put in and that kind of stuff. There's a giant frog with a crown on it in this game, so it's not immune to the thing about the suspenders or whatever. It was kind of weird. They're both really interesting. I think I have a nostalgia factor for Nethack too, so that clouds it to some extent. But this game is very cool, and let's see if we can figure out how to save in a way that we can come back to it. There we go, save and exit. Alright. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed that. I thought that was kind of interesting, playing around with it more than I had pre-stream, so it's cool to see. Let me know what you think of the whole side quest thing on the Twitter account. Is probably what I'll check most frequently. You can tweet at Nethack_Nights or tweet at me directly, Casey Kolderup on Twitter. Obviously check the Twitch channel. Follow on there to get notifications when I go live, and check out the YouTube account. You can also just search for Nethack Nights, and there's a playlist that should pop up with all the episodes that we've done of Nethack, and then I'll put the side quest episodes on there as well, and Alex's guest episodes are also in there. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a good night. Until next time, keep crawling that stone soup, and be seeing you.